going to go ahead and talk about the third way of solving systems, and this is solving systems by elimination. Again, please remember that you can solve any system of equations three different ways: graphing method, substitution, and now we're going to learn about elimination. But all systems can be solved by the graphing method. Therefore, I am showing you how to do elimination, but you do not have to actually use it. All right, when we are solving a system of equations using elimination, first thing we want to do is we want to write the two equations directly on top of each other to where the like terms are aligned. We want to eliminate one of the variables and solve for the other variable. We want to substitute, just like we did in substitution, the variable that we found into one of the original equations. And step 4, we're going to write our answers from step 2 and 3 as an ordered pair, and we're going to check, and we want to make sure that we check on Desmos. All right, so the first problem that we have, as you can see, we have the two equations, and in step 1, the terms are lined up. Now, this method that we're going to be using is elimination using addition, and that's exactly what it says, what it means. It means that we are going to take these two equations and we are going to add them together. So when I add them together, I have 3x plus 1x, which is going to give me 4x. My y's are going to cancel out because negative 4y plus 4y is 0. They cancel. And 10 minus 2 is equal to 8. Okay, I have actually at this point performed the elimination. By adding the two equations together, I was able to eliminate that variable y. Therefore, I'm going to divide by 4, and I'm going to get x is equal to 2. So, just like in substitution, once we know that x is equal to 2, we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to substitute in 2 for x, and we can do that into either one of the original equations. So I'm going to replace x with 2, and I get 2 plus 4y is equal to negative 2. In order to get rid of the 2, I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides, and I'm going to get 4y is equal to negative 4. Divide by positive 4, and I'm going to get y is equal to negative 1. Step 4 is to write your solution. Your solution is an ordered pair. We found that x was 2 and y was negative 1. Therefore, at this point, I am now going to check, and I'm going to type this into Desmos, and when I do, I find that my two lines are intersecting, and they intersect at the ordered pair 2, negative 1. All right, let's look at this one. This example is doing elimination using subtraction. When we look at the two original equations, and we have 2x plus y is equal to negative 5, and the second equation is 2x minus 5y is equal to 13. Okay, we can see from this that we are not going to be able to add the two equations together to eliminate anything. Positive 2 and positive 2, if I added, would give me 4x. So in order to get rid of the x variable, I would have to subtract that whole second problem. So basically what I'm doing is I'm doing 2x minus 2x. And we know the 2x minus 2x is going to cancel out. That just equals 0. So those x's are going to cancel. The one that we have to be careful about are the other terms. I have 1y, and I am subtracting negative 5y. And when I do that, that minus negative becomes plus positive, and that would give me 6y. So I'm going to bring down 6y. And then I am subtracting the numbers. So I have negative 5 minus 13, which is going to be equal to negative 18. So in step 2, I have eliminated by subtracting the two equations, the x variable. I divide by 6, and I'm going to get y is equal to negative 3. Okay, just like before, once I know what y is equal to, I'm going to take it to the next part of the problem, and I'm going to copy one of the equations. And once I have one of those equations copied, I can now substitute in negative 3 for y. And to get rid of that minus 3 or negative 3, I would add 3 to both sides. And that would end up being 2x is equal to negative 2. Divide by 2, and I get x is equal to negative 1. So now in step 4, I can write my solution. I know that x is negative 1 and y is negative 3. Therefore, the ordered pair negative 1, negative 3 would be the solution. And I would check my work to be sure that it is correct by typing the two equations into Desmos and determining that the point of intersection is negative 1, negative 3. All right, let's look at the next one. On this equation, we can see that if I added the two together, I would get negative 2x plus 3y. I don't eliminate a variable. If I subtracted 1 minus negative 3, that's going to give me 4x. 2 minus 1 would give me 1y. I do not eliminate. So there is possibility at times that you may have to multiply either one equation or both equations by a number in order to solve. So we're going to take this problem. This is my choice. Your choice may have been to get rid of the x variable. I'm going to eliminate the y variable. Since this is a positive 2, I know that if I add negative 2 to positive 2, it gives me 0. So that is why we have to multiply each term in the second equation by negative 2. Now the equations that just are addition and subtraction are much easier to do. The ones that you have to multiply become a little bit more difficult. So we are going to multiply the second equation by negative 2. That's going to give me 6x minus 2y is equal to negative 5. I'm going to go ahead and below that bring down that first equation. X plus 2y is equal to 11. Now when I look at this, I can see that my y variable, one of them is a negative 2, one of them is positive 2. So when I add these two equations together, those are going to eliminate. Those are going to cancel out. And this is what we're trying to do, is to eliminate. So I'm going to add those together, and I get 6x plus 1x, which is going to give me 7x. And I'm going to add the two numbers together. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add the two numbers together. I have here a positive 10 because I multiplied negative 2 times negative 5, and that gave me a positive 10. And I'm going to add 10 plus 11, which is going to give me 21. Divide both sides by 7. And I'm going to get x is equal to 3. All right, so we have found what x is equal to. I'm now going to write one of the original equations, and I'm going to substitute in 3 for x. So I would have 3 plus 2y is equal to 11. To solve this equation, I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, which is going to give me 2y is equal to 8. Divide both sides by 2, and I'm going to get y is equal to 4. In step 4, I'm going to write my solution. I found x was equal to 3 and y was equal to 4. Therefore, my solution would be the ordered pair 3, 4. And again, I'm going to check on Desmos. Okay, what I have done in this PowerPoint, in this video, is shown you how you would go about and use elimination. I'm hoping that the majority of us are going to choose graphing method. When we have a quiz on Wednesday, then it's going to be your choice. It's going to say, solve the following systems of equations by either graphing, substitution, or elimination method. If you want to do all of the problems using elimination, that's fine. Substitution, that's fine. Graphing method, that's fine. Either one that you want to do, but always, if you are not just graphing, if you're doing elimination and substitution, always check on Desmos first.